to turn it on. And remember, the winner of this fight has to go on to fight Nick Nutter for the championship of the Absolute Fighting Championships #3.
You know, I bet you Nick's back in the dressing room lying down right now. Do you think he'd dare come out and watch this one?
You know what? I don't think it's his style. I don't think he really cares what he's going to do. He's so focused on his game plan, which is to take his guy down on the ground and hammer away. So he knows his game. It probably would not be a bad idea for him to be doing it, but I don't suspect he's doing it. I don't see him anywhere in the arena now.
Well, Nutter and either of these guys, they've never met, so it'll be new ground for both men who reach it to the finals eventually, and one of them will be either Alex Semenov, who's pounding left hands into the rib cage, and a nice little comeback right to the rib cage of Igor Vovchanchin.
Vovchanchin will try and hold the head to the side. I don't know exactly what he's trying to do there. I think he's basically just trying to hold him tight so he can't reach that left arm back to continue the onslaught on the ribs.
A test of wills going on right here in Tel Aviv tonight.
Yeah, it really is a great, great fight. Two guys just putting their heart and soul into this match. You can see the legs wrapped around tightly by each opponent. You got to be a really experienced fighter to even understand what's going on in there. There's so much infighting. He's trying to wrap that arm leg. He's trying to slip that hand under. Now Vovchanchin turning to the back. Something you never want to do is the general rule in no holds barred. Never turn your back.
Oh, and great right hands underneath. Continue to land flush on the cheek of Igor Vovchanchin. Great work with the fist. A slap to the back of the head by Semenov. Another slap and another slap. That's an indication that possibly his hand is very, very sore from punching Vovchanchin so many times in the face. Unanswered, at least 10 blows.
Yeah, again, half of those were slaps, so those really didn't do anything. But those punches were nice shots that were coming up and underneath by Semenov. Vovchanchin taking a little break here. As we said, he can take a heck of a punch. He's covering up now.
Oh, but he's still getting pounded. There's some good fist right there.
Yeah, there is.
Open fist.
Now he's going for the flurry. Now I'm up. Now I want, okay.
That quick, he's up on his feet.
Yep.
And the crowd loves it.
So you kind of wait for the guy to keep throwing and go a little bit off balance. Then you have your chance to step up. And that's exactly what happened there. You kind of bait them. You kind of suck them. You kind of get them to fall off a little bit, and he was able to slip out of a hold that Semenov really had him in for the last 10 minutes there, really controlling the fight. Now Semenov has to be careful that he doesn't take that big right hand again.
What continues to impress me about Igor Vovchanchin is his ability to almost at the flash of an eyelid get out of a situation. He is so quick.
Yeah, there's been a few times just tonight even that we've seen him in some trouble, but he just makes things happen. He's got the skills and he's got the confidence, and he doesn't panic. He sat there, he relaxed, he took the shots that a lot of people wouldn't want to do, and he waited for an opportunity. He's very relaxed in there. He's very tired. You can see both these guys are tired now. Vovchanchin actually looks like the more tired of the two.
He really does. He doesn't look like he's willing right now to wage any kind of attack at this point, but you know what? He's trying to narrow that distance a little bit.
Yep, he's closing it up slowly, waiting for an opportunity, getting his wind and his strength back.
Both men are breathing heavily, both men taking a little rest. And when you know a fighter is a little tired is when he starts shaking his arms. He's saying, "Ooh, I got to get some oxygen back in there." You just saw Vovchanchin do that again.
Semenov moving to the left and back to the right. Doesn't want to move too far into that right hand. He's got to be careful. Now Vovchanchin switching up on him with the lead right. He'll set him up. He's got both powerful lefts and rights. I've seen this guy knock people out with the left and with the right. Big, strong people. In fact, on a fight previously, we saw him against Big Paul Varlins, and I have never seen anybody punish Paul, a big man, standing the way I did. It was the most awesome display I've ever seen in No Holds Barred. If people haven't seen that fight, it's something you might want to look through. I believe Federico Lependa's library does have that. I'm not sure if that tape is available, but it's something that happened in the Ukraine just a few years back.
Again, a rising superstar in this sport, Igor Vovchanchin, against a very, very game and tough Alex Semenov. As a matter of fact, right now, This match is very even. I mean, I think it's evened up considerably since the opening dominance by Vovchanchin. But boy, in the last 10 minutes prior to them getting up on their feet again, Alex Semenov put on an incredible display.
Yeah, it's really too close to call at this point, and I don't think it's going to go to the judges, but we'll see. Nice high kick there to the face by Vovchanchin.
You know, 15 minutes into a fight, able to get your leg that high with that kind of power is remarkable.
Right, and as you may have heard me say earlier, most of these fights, the guys keep their leg kicks very low. It's generally safer. You don't, a wrestler or a sambo fighter is not going to be able to shoot in on you. But also, the time that you do it is when later in a fight when a guy tends to drop his hands. Semenov still has his hands very high, is well aware of the power through the hands and the feet of Vovchanchin. Vovchanchin continues to stalk Semenov, waiting for the right hand to slip in.
Probably in the last 2 minutes, actually one blow has actually landed and possibly been thrown, and that was that great leg kick to the head.
Yeah, Semenov, in my estimation, might have wanted to shoot back in and get Vovchanchin while he was tired. He's really starting to get, you can see him getting a little bit of bounce back, is Vovchanchin. He was really tired there when they got back to their feet. Now you can see him starting to loosen him up. He's starting to close that distance a little bit tighter. You'll see him moving back and forth to the left and right. Semenov, Vovchanchin closing it in shortly.
You know, that's a scary thought, being stalked by Igor Vovchanchin.
Yeah, it is, especially once you felt that power.
Man. Crowd starting to hoot and whistle a little bit, getting a little impatient. Neither man wants to make a mistake that could prove to be the beginning of the end for them.
Semenov able to keep Vovchanchin off. Vovchanchin a little hesitant right now.
Well, he's felt those right and lefts from Semenov. I think he respects his power as much as Semenov respects Igor's. Continue to circle around the ring. Again, the crowd starting to hoot and whistle a little bit. Oh, my goodness.
Nice right hand.
Big right hand. You heard it all the way over here.
Semenov closing the distance quickly. That's what you got to do if you're going to take a shot and against an opponent like Vovchanchin. You have to close the distance.
Look at the knots on the head of Vovchanchin from that great flurry earlier in the match. I'd like to see, I can't see his face from this angle, but I'd sure like to see what the face of Semenov looks like right now.
I don't know if I would. It's probably pretty scary.
I would think I would be lucky that it wasn't me.
Right.
But that jet lag makes you say funny things. Here we go. Oh, he pulls the head out.
Semenov now back in a comfortable position for him. Arms around Vovchanchin, closing the distance, not taking big shots from a distance that you do when you're on your feet.
There's a nasty gash over the right eye of Semenov, and I believe it was from that last huge right hand.
Yeah, Semenov starting to feel the effects, wants to stay in tight. He's comfortable right in here. He's not susceptible to too much damage. He can work inside. He's clearly the better inside fighter.
Both trying headbutts. Well, you know these guys, whoever goes to the final, you got to wonder how much gas he'll have left.
Yeah, we've seen that in other fights, that it's not always the best fighter of the night that wins the tournament. It may be someone who had an easier round, maybe quicker fights. So there's a lot to consider in tournament style, no holds bar fighting like you're seeing here tonight. You see Semenov trying to go for the takedown with that leg. Vovchanchin slipping his leg out, does not want to go back to the ground.
You see the blood trickle down the nose of Semenov from the gash above his right eye. He also has several knots on his head. Both men now trying some wrestling tactics.
Vovchanchin tries to push off, but Semenov stays tight. Vovchanchin with a nice move there to go for the sprawl, spread his legs out, not allowing Semenov to do it, but Semenov comes right back.
And he's on top in the half guard of Igor Vovchanchin.
Semenov doing a great job at closing the distance. Especially this late in the fight, you get so tired. He's like a snake. He just stays with you. You try and roll out, and he just stays with you, just wrapping himself around you, not giving you any distance to strike. That's what he needs to do, and that's what he's doing.
These two guys have been going at it.
Both guys breathing.
24 minutes now. The announcer just has announced.
1 minute to end.
Both fighters very tired at this point.
We go within a minute of the end of this fight. This is a 25-minute time limit. So we are in the final 60 seconds, and you're right. Both men are extremely tired, and rightfully so. They have laid it on the line here in Tel Aviv tonight.
Yeah, a country that's pretty used to fighting.
Yeah, what's nice about this type, though, these two guys are going to walk away.
Exactly.
And they're going to hug at the end.
And have a lot of respect for each other.
Boy, I'll tell you, I have tremendous respect for these men. They are the toughest human beings on the planet. Trust me.
Yeah, they're with the affiliation of the WVC and the Absolute Fighting Championship worldwide. This organization is just going through the roofs. They have a division in the Netherlands, in Russia, in Brazil, and in America. They've really put an organization together that has a lot of fights in store, a lot of great fighters, many of which are seen in America. Unfortunately, America has really been unable to get the great fighters that we see from around the world. All they get is, you know, a few American wrestlers that have really dominated the sport there of late. But there are some great fighters out there that hopefully the American public will get to see in the years to come.
Well, if they're out there, Federico Lopenda will definitely find them, as he has found Igor Vovchanchin and Alex Semenov tonight.
Yeah, they want us to remind you all to please support No Holds Bar Fighting. If you're a fan, let your senators know and your cable company operators know that you are a fan, that you want to continue to see No Holds Bar Fighting in America.
All right, Greg Friedman. I'm Gary Cruz. We are in Tel Aviv. This is AFC Championship number 3, and this is a semifinal.
How long is this going to go? These guys are unbelievable.
This is incredible. They had mentioned that it was a 25-minute time limit with a minute to go, and now they're going to let it go because that minute certainly is up.
I think what they did was they talked to both of the managers for the fighters, and neither one of them wanted to stop. They said, if you want to continue, we'll continue, which is kind of something we're not really used to in kickboxing or boxing in America, or wrestling for that matter. But
yeah, when it's over, it's generally over. But these are warriors.
This is no holds barred. That means no holds barred.
Both men now still exchanging blows. They still have the energy to actually lift up and throw a couple of shots. It's amazing.
Wow, unbelievable.
These are two tough guys, which is the biggest understatement of the day.
It's really nice to see the cross training that these fighters have really done to increase their skills to be a no-holds-bar fighter. You just can't be, when jiu-jitsu started in no-holds-bar, they dominated. Then it went to wrestling, they dominated. Then kickboxers have had their day. You really need to be a versatile fighter and know the answers to everything, like Mr. Vovchanchin, who's really got all the skills and has been able to really deal with all the different style of fighters, with the wrestlers, with the jiu-jitsu fighters, and now a sambo fighter. It's really impressive what we're seeing here tonight.
And Alex Semenov had to come an unusual route through the alternates route to get here tonight, and I don't know